Warning: heavy spoilers for Rent-a-Girlfriend. Chapter 392, you have been warned. So spoilers are finally out for the latest chapter. Last week's chapter was more or less Minnie and Kazuya in the cafe, Minnie telling Kazuya that he can finally date Chizuru on July 11th. But Chizuru, being Chizuru, was extremely vague about all of it, which was very annoying. But what are these brand new leaks? Well, let us read it. Thanks to this Redditor using ChatGPT translating the Japanese text into English. Meeting in progress. Minnie's turn isn't over yet. Minnie suggests making July 11th the anniversary of Kazuya and Chizuru's relationship and tells him to do everything he can to prepare before that day. Minnie points out Kazuya's last mistake was being unable to answer questions about his romantic feelings, so Minnie's lecture begins again. Minnie tells Kazuya to spend a month and a half working on himself, and she promises to help him. Kazuya gets motivated. Minnie remembers the night Chizuru told her about her mother. She had Chizuru at 19. The father ran off soon after, and she passed away at 23 due to a weak constitution. When Chizuru talks about the father being the subject of a film, my father is that guy, Minnie feels sad, but Chizuru, who never knew him, dismisses the idea as absurd. From this conversation, Minnie realizes that Chizuru has a subtle distrust of men, which might be the reason she can't date Kazuya. Kazuya resolves to do anything to become a man worthy of Mizuhara. Minnie is delighted and encourages him, and they take many photos. Meanwhile, Chizuru messages Yumi Nakano saying she needs to talk to him next time per mission. Wow, so this chapter, according to these leaks, more or less gives us an insight into Chizuru's mind. Now, be aware that these leaks are just leaks. There could be other pages, but in my honest opinions, I actually hate Chizuru a little less. We do understand why she is so wishy-washy with her emotions. She has a distrust towards men, and she feels like Kazuya would be that same type of guy to run away once the relationship gets serious. That explains so much now. And the fact that she is making a film based on her father, damn son, this is just a little sad. Even Minnie says that she was quite sad hearing Chizuru's backstory. And I do believe that now Chizuru feels like Kazuya could be the type of guy that won't treat her wrong, but at the same time she is still so cold towards him, rejecting him but then kissing him at the same time. That is very annoying. So while I do hate Chizuru a little less, I still think she is quite frustrating, and also Kazuya as well for simping over her. The two of them need to go their separate ways and do their own thing. But the more I think about it, the more it doesn't quite make sense on Chizuru's part. If she distrusts men so much, why does she allow Kazuya to help her out on so many occasions? This might be a hot take, and I'm sorry to say, but even though Chizuru has gone through some pretty traumatic events in her life, I truly believe that Chizuru is not the right gal for our boy Kazuya. Just the wishy-washiness and stringing him along. The two of them are pretty much oil and fire. Kazuya needs to give up and move on, because being around someone who is incredibly wishy-washy is just going to make both of you suffer in the end. Kazuya may end up mucking about because he is so unsure of Chizuru's emotions, making Chizuru annoyed with Kazuya and then hating men, and the cycle will never end. I do feel like these two should just go their separate ways, because this is just toxic on a whole other level. Both of them are in the wrong, but I do feel like in these recent chapters, Chizuru is more in the wrong, because it does feel like she is stringing our boy Kazuya on a leash, and this dude will never let go. Not good for each other at all, but I am curious to see the full chapter and see more of the panels. You know how the author loves to draw Chizuru. The art will look insane. I cannot wait for tomorrow. Tell me in the comments down below, what did you guys think of these leaks? Did you like or hate them? Tell me. Like this video, subscribe for more Rent-a-Girlfriend videos. I will do a full review tomorrow when the official chapter comes out. And stay tuned for other anime updates, news, comparisons, breakdowns, rankings, and more. Thank you for watching. The Second Boy Dude signing out.